Well, hello and welcome to the last video in Module 1. Congratulations, you've got through all the videos about setting all this stuff up and what it does. The next module, Module 2, is going to be lots of videos about actually writing the code. But we've got one more thing to do now that we know how to write our code by hand, and it's a simple text file, this little SVG file here. We're going to do one useful thing, which is a calibration file that's going to help us line pens up if we need to switch them in plots. For example, say I have these two pens here that are two different thicknesses. So when we put the first pen in, it's this thick pen, the nib will be here. And then when we switch out the smaller pen, it's going to be here. So we need a way to line them up. Or fountain pens, because you generally put them in an angle, you have to take it out, put the new one in, you want to be able to line it up. Or like me, you accidentally knock the machine between plots or move things around because you're an idiot, which happens a surprising amount of times. Or even just a simple pen like this. This is hexagonal in shape, makes it slightly tricky to get exactly lined up if you need things really precise. And even then, these pens actually are kind of flexible, so if you over tighten it, it'll cause the nib to move. So we want a way to make sure that our marks are always going into the same place. And what we're going to do is we're going to handwrite a calibration file in just a moment that'll draw a little mark in each corner of our piece of paper. Maybe not this corner, sometimes I skip this corner. And then you can draw it once, do your plot, and then draw that file again with the next pen to make sure it's all lined up. And to do that, you're going to use some masking tape that we're going to pop into each corner. Or for reasons I'll show you later, you might want to use little white dots that allow you to put a dot down and then put another dot down on top if you're changing through lots of colors. So these are also handy too. Anyway, let's quickly write the calibration files over on the laptop. I'll show you what you're doing and then I'll actually demonstrate it working over here. All right. Let me put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the SVG file from the last video, which is 1.5.0, where we cracked open an SVG just to discover it's a simple text file inside. And we're going to edit that by hand now to give ourselves a calibration file. So let's have a look over here. I can see we've got our head up here where we're setting our page size to be an A4 sheet, 210 by 297 millimeters. And then this here is all the squares that we drew in the last video. Let's just delete all of those, save it, and we can see we now have a single square left. Now these little marks are just going to be in the corners. There's going to be a start and end point. Let's just do that. And we can see we now have a little line. And the first tick mark is going to be in the top corner. So we're starting there. And these are going to be about 2 millimeters long. So let's change this to be 2 by 2. And that's not quite 2 millimeters long. But now we have a small tick mark up in that top corner. Let's make another one. And this is going to be in the upright corner. So it's going to be 210 across. If we save that, that's not what we want. So we want it to be 2 less, so 208. So now we've got our second tick mark from that corner. We're going to go down into the bottom right corner. So that starts off at 210, 297. And it's going to be 2 millimeters up. So it's going to be 295. Got another tick mark down there. And then the last one is going to be 0 across and then end up 2 millimeters across. So now we've got our 4 tick marks, 1 in each corner, and we can save this file and we'll save it as A4 calibrations. Okay, let us duplicate that. A3 calibration. Open with text edit. Okay, we've got our new file, A3 calibration. So what we need to do now is change the width to be 297, 420. That sounds about right. We're going to save that. Okay, and we suddenly see that our page has got a lot bigger. So once again, let's move these across. So that's going to be 297. 0 down, so that's going to be 295, 2. We're going to go 297 by 420, the bottom corner, We're going to be 2 less, 295 by 418, 0, 422, 418. And now we have a new file that's A3 in size. So let's go back over to the plotter and then actually plot these things. This is our setup here. We've got our drawing machine, and in each corner we got a little bit of tape. 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of tape in the corner. We've got our pen here. Normally we would use Inkscape for this, but just for ease I'm going to use the command line tool Nextdraw for our A4 calibration. When I hit return on here, it'll set this away. So pretend we're going to do a plot here, but we want to get this calibration done first. So hopefully you can see this. There's our little mark. There's another one, so we can see whether we're lined up with the paper or not for a start. So we're kind of off here actually, but for the moment I don't care. Okay, pretend we've done our plot, and now we're going to switch to blue, but also I've sort of knocked this, whoops, slightly like that. Okay, let's do the calibration again. So we got our second run. There we go. We can now see that we're out by that much here. And again, this one here is also out. This one is pretty close. And what we would do is we'd start adjusting this or nudging the position of everything until we finally get this lined up. Now I found if you're using lots of colors, so I'm going to do lots of different colors, and if I have to keep making lots of adjustments, it starts to get difficult to spot where those lines are, which is why I suggest you use these sticky white dots, where you'll put a dot on each corner and then run the calibration file, draw the thing, put the next pen in, draw the calibration file again, and then if you have too many marks, just stick some more dots on. Like this. So I've got my little dots on in these 3 corners. When I do it like this, I don't bother putting a dot down here because I find it too fiddly to like put it under the pen and stuff, but that's just me. In reality, you probably only need these 2 diagonal opposite corners, but okay, let's go again. And now I can see the alignment of these pens are spot on, because on all of these corners, the marks are exactly right. Now, if I wanted to, I could then put these white dots over the top of here, run the calibration again, and be ready for the next color. And there you go. That is how you create and use a calibration file that you can use in between doing other layers and doing different colors, just to make sure everything is lined up. I've created 2 of them, an A4 one and an A3 one. If you go over to penplotter.com, there should be a link down below, and you find this video, there will be a link to the GitHub repo that has those files in, and there should be direct links as well, so you'll be able to find those files. I suggest that you write your own, or you take those files, and if you're using a different size piece of paper, just edit them. Should be obvious how you do that now. And maybe you only want the 2 opposite corners. Maybe you want to do little crosses or a little square instead. I've used those as well. So you go wild, go right ahead with that, and then let me know how you get on as well. Right, that's it for the whole of Module 1. Next Module 2 is when we start digging into code, and I'm kind of excited and looking forwards to it. All right, so I'll see you in Module 2. Peace out. Oh, that's pretty cool. I can't believe we've got Module 1 done. The whole thing is actually done. It's going to start getting kind of fun in Module 2 when we get digging into the code. I'm super looking forward to that. It's warmer, sunnier out. It's now spring. I'm not covered in loads of layers. I'm feeling less fat and round from the start of it. Things are going all right. Pretty good. Okay, none of that's going to make it in. I'll just cut all of that.